Members, our final bill today is House File 1466 from Representative McDonald. Since Representative McDonald is not a member of the committee, I'm wondering if Representative Keel, if you'd like to make the motion to refer House File 1466 to the Human Services Finance Committee. Representative Keel.
Yes, Mr. Chair, I would move to refer House File 1466 to the Finance Committee.
All right, thank you. Very good. Thank you for making the motion, Representative Keel. We will go to Representative McDonald. Welcome to the committee today. I understand you please explain your bill, and I understand you have some testifiers. So please go ahead and start, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The committee members, always your favorite words. This is the last final bill for the day, right? So thank you for having this bill being heard. Representative Fisher, Chairman. I was on the committee here for 4 years, my first 4 years. You're doing great work indeed. So I appreciate the work you're doing. I'm not being trite. It is a hard committee to be on. And I thank you all for doing God's work, if you ask me. Today, before you, 1466 is a bill that has been around since 1979, or at least the act, advocating change together, something that my father, who served in the House from 1977 to 1990, helped work on. So I'm proud to carry on some of his tradition in helping the community. So before you is a bill that will help the disabled community be integrated into society and have a quality of life like each and every one of us have now and like they deserve. So I'm going to read just a couple of things that I prepared so I don't go on too long, Chairman, because it is an exciting, really wonderful bill, wonderful program. You're going to hear from Mary Kay, who's been working on with ACT for the last, since 1979?
Nope.
No, you're too young for that. So you're going to hear her speak as well. So in this very committee and in various settings across the state, there are important conversations taking place on how we as a state to support Minnesotans with disabilities to have meaningful lives in our communities. Lives based on their own choices on where they live, how they live, where they work, and where they play. These conversations are resulting in many innovative ideas on how to move towards this shared goal while using state dollars in the most cost-effective way, including ideas for reforming existing programs, increasing choices for individuals around how they can use limited support dollars, and more. However, community inclusion can be successful if guided by self-advocacy groups. Here in case ACT will take over. Individuals with disabilities naming their own vision of what they would like to see their lives look like. That self-advocacy must be the foundation, whether it takes place in their own family, in their place of work, school, or living, or in their local community, or here at the Capitol. Or to put it another way, people with disabilities must share the leadership of this work for their own inclusion, and that's the beautiful part of this program. The grants that are before you today in the bill are funds that proposed in this bill which supports specific activities focused on the development of these leadership and self-advocacy skills in Minnesota with disabilities. I've carried this bill for the last 5 years. It's been around for very long. It's something that every 2 years we have to come before the committee and ask again for the funds that do this great work. Someday, hopefully, Mary Kay, we get this into the funds that we don't have to come back every 2 years, but it's a good, responsible way to come back and share this great program. With that, Mr. Chair, I'd like to turn it over to my testifier with your permission.
Thank you. Mary Kay Kennedy, if you'd like to introduce yourself, welcome to the committee and begin your testimony.
Thank you, Chair Fisher and members of the committee. We really appreciate the opportunity to give testimony today. My name is Mary Kay Kennedy, and I'm the Executive Director of Advocating Change Together Center for Disability Leadership, or the ACT Center. So you might be surprised, or you might not be surprised, to know that like the rights that people have when you write them down on paper, they don't automatically just transfer over and then, oh, people have those rights now. A lot of people really don't know that they have these rights. And that's what we're all about, is kind of bridging the gap between what rights people have and the rights they know about and are supported to exercise. So I just wanted to give you a few examples. We have so many examples, but you know, we're meeting with people across the state, people with disabilities, and these are just a few things that we've heard recently. My foster mom doesn't allow me to have any guests in the house. No one can come over to the house. No barbecues, no, it's the foster care's home. My brother says I need to stay put because if I move and live somewhere else, I will not have any way to get to my doctor appointment. They will not allow me to order food from my favorite restaurants because they want me to lose weight. So these are just a few examples of folks that are clearly on the wrong side of the disparity gap. They don't really know their rights, and they aren't being supported to figure out how to exercise them if they did. So the good news is that when we provide disability inclusion supports and training, we really do see fabulous results. So we see people joining community gardens, inviting their neighbors over for root beer, creating volunteer clubs and going out to volunteer, learning to use Lyft and Uber, hosting dinners and picnics, being part of the community side by side with everyone else. So just in short, we're just trying to close that disparity gap for folks and kind of widen their idea of what might be possible in the world. So the legislation before you, or the bill before you, allows us to continue to maintain a statewide network of groups, reach more people, help people build a stronger awareness of what their service options are, host conferences, big and small, and most of all, position people with disabilities to play a meaningful role in Minnesota's Olmstead Plan. So I think everyone has this report in your packet, is that correct? Yep, so I would just invite you to take a look at that. Each page represents one of our programs, and then I think the most powerful piece.
Excuse me, we did not get it, but if you could get it sent to us, then we can get it electronically distributed to the committee.
Sure. Okay. Yep. So when you get that, I think to me the most powerful part of the report are the quotes from the participants. So this just tells who we are. So we've got two people that would like to testify. They're both staff people with Advocating Change Together. And I'd like to first introduce Shantae Martin. And Shantae was just hired by us. She's gone through many of our programs, many of our leadership programs, and now she is in a position to be a leader and a teacher.
Okay, thank you. Welcome to the committee. Please introduce yourself and begin your testimony, and thank you for being here today.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Thank you, Chair Fisher and committee. My name is Shantae Martin. I am here for my testimony today on behalf of ACT. When we do activities with ACT, we do a lot of conferences. As Mary Kay said, we do a lot of conferences. When we do a lot of the dance programs and all the other talks with legislators, and be able to be in this type of advocacy. When they hired me, I wasn't a teacher yet. I was still on the board. So now I'm officially a teacher, and I'm glad to be able to teach other people about their rights, and I'm so glad to be here to represent a CORD, which is what I teach. And things like that, and to be able to talk to everyone. I lived in a foster home since I was 18 months old. I lived with a woman by the name of Marcella Martin. She was my foster mom. I lost her. She basically died in 2021 at the age of 92. I lived with 20 siblings and 20 adopted siblings as well. To be able to have all these activities, to be able to be on the ACT teacher, and to be able to have these ACT picnics during the summer, doing all these fun activities with ACT and everybody else. ACT has been a life-changing thing for me because it's been changing my life. I know so many people that I could thank. So many years ago, I started in 2009. I started by the guy named Rick Elias. He's the one that was with me when I first started. I was like in my 20s, in my late 20s. Rick Cardelis has changed my life due to his passing. I appreciate all the things that he's done for us. Actor has been in my life for the last 20 years, and I'm so proud of all the succeeding that everybody's been succeeding. I've been seeing a lot of people that are so thankful to have an advocate of the year like me to teach them all the stuff that they need in the world. Without these classes, without these teachings, I would never have this type of opportunity to be here, to be able to speak in front of the committee today. I was so excited. I've been through a lot in my life, and without this accord being around for the last 50 years, we would never have this place. And there's so many things in this world that I'm thankful for. I'm thankful for my mother. I'm thankful for her. I've been living in the Ronald community for years. I worked at MTS. That's where I first started working, and now that I work as a teacher's assistant doing cow tipping as well. Thank you for the opportunity.
You're welcome, and thank you for taking the time to come and share your experiences with us. Next, we have Cynthia Gales, from I understand, and I'll let the committee know we are coming up at the end of our time here, so after the testimony, I'd like to make sure that if there's any questions, we keep them quick. We're supposed to finish at 2:30. I think we can go a couple minutes later, but want to make sure we get our testifiers in. So, Ms. Gales, welcome to the committee. Thank you so much for being here today. Please introduce yourself and begin your testimony.
Thank you, Chair Fisher and committee. My name is Cynthia Gales, and I just want to thank you for having me to tell how advocating change changed my life on a personal basis. It changed my life completely. I used to live in a group home. That was the worstest thing I had to deal with in my life besides being disabled. I was constantly belittled every day, told that I couldn't do this, I wouldn't be able to do this, and I never could live on my own. And this is all because I have traumatic brain disorder plus a couple of other disabilities. So as I was in my adult daycare class, I heard about Mary Kay Kennedy and advocating change. So I was like, well, my fate has already been delivered. I'm not going to be able to do nothing no way, so why would I be interested in this class? But somewhere in my mind, I haven't forgot everything, but some things I do forget. I was like, I want to prove them wrong. So I went to the classes, and the more I went to the classes, the more I learned that people with disabilities do have rights, and they can live the way they want. So I've been working with Mary Kay Kennedy NIM and Advocating Change Together program now for 8 years. And what's so good about that is now I've been living on my own for 2. Something that they told me I couldn't do. But the more I learned about the program, the more I engaged in the program, I became stronger. I found my self-esteem. I know how to speak up and advocate for myself now. You know, I've been with this, like I said, I've been with them for 8 years, and I feel great about myself, within myself, that I just didn't let them tell me I was going to be a nobody, and I could never do this, and I could never live on my own. So I proved them wrong on that. But the thing is, the sad part about this is that there's hundreds and thousands of Cynthias out there that don't know that they have opportunities, and even if they got a disability, they do have rights, and they can live the way they want to live. If this is possible, and I tell them this through my own experience, and I've been at different parts of Minnesota advocating and recruiting people to join the ACT team. Because I feel like if I could tell them my story and I can get through it, and that was really bad and rough for me to live in a group home and be told every day that I was good for nothing. So if I could do it and make a change, they could too. So I just want to say thank you for letting me come in and tell you a little bit about my experience. And when this might be a little too much, but when I get through telling my story and saying what I got to say, I say one thing. I say, not just me, but we. And the people that I'm talking to, I also have them to repeat that after I say it. So if it's not too much, could you say, not just me, but we?
Not just me, but we.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, Ms. Gales. Appreciate you being here, Ms. Martin. Thank you for being here.
All right.
And I see Mr. Hughes, if you'd like to come up.
And I'll be brief.
Okay, thank you, because we are, oh, and I see Jillian coming up. We got to be real brief because we're past time right now, so
I can't get my long legs into the desk. So
I understand that.
would you pass me the microphone? There we go. I understand this other one. Again, Mark Hughes, and I've been around here a long time, but there was a name mentioned today, Rick Cardenas, and he did pass away. And I just want to reiterate, he was the king in the disability community.
Yeah, he was.
He did a lot for ACT. He helped put it together with Mary Kay Kennedy. These two are a real asset. So anything that is afforded from this committee or at the end of the bill as far as revenue exchange, I can't tell Mary Kay what to do for Rick Cardenas and his memory, but I hope something is done. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hughes. Ms. Nelson, if you'd like to go ahead and reintroduce yourself and quickly, thank you.
Thank you, Chair Fisher. I'm still Jillian Nelson with the Autism Society. I just want to warmly ask for your support for this bill. It is advocacy programs like this that taught me my rights and led to the career that you guys see unfolding in front of you nearly every session, it seems, at this point in every hearing. So thank you for your support of this.
Welcome. Thank you. Representative Edelson, you had a question, quick.
Really quick, Mr. Chair. Thank you to the testifiers. I'm thankful that you guys came here today and your courage to testify. You're both an inspiration. Representative McDonald, you can just stay there. Why on here why are we not listing advocating for change together as a direct appropriation? I just want to know what the story is behind that, because right now it says the Commission of Human Services for a grant to an organization governed by people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. So it doesn't actually list them specifically. They would have to go through a competitive grant process. So give me more.
Representative McDonald.
Mr. Chairman, Representative Edelson, we've been trying for a number of years to have it an appropriation ongoing. At this point with the grant money, ACT always gets the applicant, they send their applicant, they're always receive the funds for the program. But I think Mary Kay would probably be better suited to answer that question as to how they get the Department of Commission from the Health and Human Services appropriate the funds to ACT. But I agree with you, they should be listed in their
Director Kennedy, if you'd like to go ahead, please.
Yes, thank you for the question. And I guess I'm not really sure. I mean, I know that how it's been set up is the state of Minnesota, DHS, puts out an RFP every 5 years, and then we respond to that RFP. To my knowledge, we're the only ones that do respond to the RFP because it is to do exactly the work we're doing. But I don't know why it does not have our name on it.
I think very quickly what part of that goes into is that there's a lot of back and forth on it, but there's a number of folks that prefer not always having people or organizations named, so that the department then is able to do a request for proposal. While you may only have one group that does it, the people feel that it's a little bit more open of a process, and so that's why you see a lot of times that there won't be a specific organization name, but there'll be the flexibility there. And then with that, I think Representative Hicks, quick.
Yeah, super quick, Chair. I'll be super fast. I love this program. I've spoken at your conferences, and I'm happy to be a co-author with you. Whenever we can empower people to move to a less restrictive setting, and doing so is good for them, but it's also good for the taxpayers of Minnesota because it saves us money too. So I always want to throw that out there because I think sometimes we forget that these programs also have that other flip side for everybody else as well.
Okay.
So.
Thank you, Representative Hicks. Representative McDonald, very quick closing comment.
No, thank you very much for hearing the bill. You can see what it does. It trains those with developmental disabilities to go throughout the whole state and do training and to empower individuals to live a good, beautiful quality of life. So you've seen it, you testified, it was wonderful. So thank you for giving a hearing, and I look forward to having it on the House floor someday that we can vote. on this.
Okay, very good. I renew Rep. Keel's motion that House File 1466 be referred to the Human Services Finance Committee. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed say nay. The motion prevails and House File 1466 is referred to the Human Services Finance Committee.